Yeah, I mean, my experience with this is my grandmother has lived in Michigan her whole life. The house that they've lived in for maybe 80 years. Like, you know what I mean? Like they've been in the same house forever. It's all I've ever known every time I go and visit. But I know that the concept of retirement is I'm going to vacation or I'm going to move down to Florida. Like it's Florida's basically the retirement state for people. When they think of retirement, they think Florida. And my mom is down there, and she's not retired yet, but she's getting really close.
Yeah.
For people who have this in their brain that when they retire, it's got to be in this like tropical climate in Florida. What can you kind of say to that for people who are like, maybe that's not exactly the scenario of kind of aging in place?
Yeah, I think that's really the thing right there is when you retire, I don't think you really retire anymore. When I tell people, I work with people who are concerned about life after the paycheck ends, and eventually I slip and use the word retirement, and they say, "How I'm never going to retire." People don't retire anymore. So now I'm calling it re-inspirement. So, what that might be, I'm inspired to go live in a warmer place. That might be I'm going to keep working, but maybe a little bit less or doing something else. And so people have this vision of what retirement is. But I would still say that statistically, the retirement age is about 65. There's a Gallup poll from 2021 that still says the average age of men who are retiring in the United States is 65. The average age for women is 63. So they're doing something to adjust their lifestyle. And that could be living in their house in Michigan, like your grandma. It could be like your mom who has moved and set up shop, in Florida where they're still working, but that's where they want to end up. It could be just somebody who's lived their days in Pennsylvania and they want to just keep living in Pennsylvania. And, they're starting to dial back work. And that's really, I think, what's so key here in this conversation about aging in place is when you start out retirement, it's all about your new freedom, time to travel, time to do all of these exciting things that you have more time for. Your kids have grown and they're starting their own families, and you're visiting and you've become a grandparent. These are really, really exciting things that you focus on, and you remain in your home. And the next thing you know, you're your grandmom in Michigan, and she's been living in the same house for 80 since she's 80. And oh my gosh, is this the right place for me to be? That's really, I think, where retirement spilling into aging in place can sneak up on you. It's kind of like inflation that way.